Babymetal collaborating with Slaughter to Prevail on the Song 3. It's about to come out. We're going to have this advert first of all. Let me not put the advert on the screen. But I am really excited about this, as I'm sure a lot of people are. But I must admit, there's probably been more conversation and, thoughts leading up to this than any other song from the new album. And I think a lot of that comes down to the fact that obviously it's called Song 3, which makes us think of the old Song 4, Yon Yon. That song, ironically, made me think of Song 2 by Blur when I first heard that. The thing is that there's a lot of people who are getting those references back to the old days, but also there's a lot of conversation about Slaughter to Prevail. I'm going to be honest with you, not a band I've heard before, and if I was we're always honest on this channel, from the descriptions I've heard and the things I've picked up, doesn't sound like my kind of thing, I'm going to be honest. But then again, I thought that about Poppy. And I think the way Poppy was used in that most recent song was great. I think her collaboration actually worked in perfectly into the song, and the end result was something really quite cool. So I don't really know 100% what to expect here. I mean, on surface, on paper, it sounds like the sort of thing that probably this is a collaboration that I wouldn't normally get excited about, but then From Me to You was just an amazing song that I've actually really enjoyed. So who knows? Who knows what I'm going to feel when this particular song comes out in just a few seconds. This is the countdown timer YouTube for YouTube premieres, where it's really hard to know how long there is left until the video starts. So I'm just trying to get the timing right on my on my ad lib. But yeah, I mean, the one thing I can say, don't know how much I should go into it, but there's a lot of people obviously with Song 4, the Yon Yon and everyone. Yeah, a lot of the Yui fans are very apprehensive about them doing a callback to that, but I don't know. I just want to hear Moa in the song. I want to hear the presence of Moa because this is her first full album with the band. I want to hear, hopefully Slaughter to Prevail adding something to this, which is going to be an interesting addition. I want to hear all the things that make Babymetal so good, and a lot of that is their collaboration, their mixture of styles. So let's see what happens with this. All right, anyway, it's beginning. Okay, we're counting 1, 2, 3 in Japanese. Okay, playful, I'm liking that. Okay, nice build up. Ooh, I like that little chord there. That's an interesting chorus. Okay, I'm like, so far playful, interesting, good chorus, nice rhythm. Alright. I'm glad we got the chorus back, I gotta be honest. They're doing it as a countdown. The fight counter. Okay. I guess I should describe that as everything I probably would have expected if you told me, here's a band called Slaughter to Prevail, which definitely is the sound of a band who like their screams, doing a song with Baby Metal. I guess in every single way, that is we got what we should expect from that. Okay. Where do I start with this? All right, so I'm going to start with the things that I'm going to be honest. I think this was playful. I like that. I like the fact that it was adding together a lot of ideas. So a lot like the Yon Yon song, it's playing with the idea of, the number 3, obviously you'd expect in the song title, the Ich-ni-san, which is 1, 2, 3 in Japanese, in case you're not aware. That's nice done. I like how that's done as a count. It's not just saying 3 over and over again. It's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, using it as a counter, using it as like the countdown as well for, you've been knocked out, 1, 2, 3. I like all of those aspects of it, and I think it's fun. I think it's playful. I like the fact that there's a little bit of bounce between the heavier bit where you've got the sort of growled vocals, and then you've got the chorus, which the chorus, I really like the way they did that, and the way they had some interesting, as I mentioned, there's some interesting chord choices in there where rather than it just being sort of like, oh, here's another happy chorus, there was a little bit of an interesting way that the chord pattern was structured underneath that to make it sound a little bit darker, but not take away from the sort of catchy pop value that it has. And again, I know some people don't like you talking about pop when you talk about metal songs, but that is what makes Baby Metal so special, is the fact that they are combining different genres from day one. That's been their thing. Yes, they're more metal now, but they still add that pop quality, and that's what makes them so interesting, is their ability to fuse genres together. So that is very much alive in this song. Now, when it comes to Slaughter to Prevail, like I say, I don't really know anything about them. I've heard a lot of people sort of have opinions about them beforehand, and I don't know, so I'm not going to follow any of that. In this, they look like they were having fun, and I really appreciated that. So I've got to be honest, though, that little bridge bit where it was just kind of growl vocals and the guitars were just dum-dum, dum-dum, it felt a little bit like the things that I don't enjoy so much about growl music, where it's just like I think it was supposed to sound intense, but it just kind of sounded like the song was stagnating a bit. To me, it lost a bit of energy during that point. It lost some of like the impact, because it was just sort of growl, dum-dum, and it kind of got stuck in that place a little bit. So when we came out of that and we burst back into the ending, I feel like some of the energy came back to the song there. So I think this was nearer to what I was worried. I say worried, but nearer to what I perhaps was hoping the Poppy song wouldn't be. This is nearer to that. But the funny thing is, a lot of people heard the Poppy song, and when it was From Me to You, a lot of people were saying to me, oh, I wish there'd been more growl vocals. I wish it'd been more of that. So ironically, the area where those people would have liked From Me to You less, and I actually enjoyed it more, this has swung back that way, the opposite way now, in favour of those fans who probably like the growl vocals more. They're going to enjoy this one more than I think I did, but I still liked this. I did enjoy the sort of the way that it was doing the playful 1, 2, 3 count. I did enjoy the chorus in it. I thought the whole thing had a fun energy, and I am glad to see as well, because Baby Metal are working with this heavier sort of genre. They're getting more and more into those more and more intense forms of metal than I think they've ever gone into before. And with them doing that, I like that. They're playing with these extra things and doing these extra styles. So I do appreciate that side as well. They're bringing their kind of fun, their vibe, to a very sort of dark sound that you would normally associate with large guys with tattoos and long hair maybe and big beards. They're bringing a bit of their sort of charm and carefree lunacy to that, and I love that. So in a way, I can only feel positive things about this, because this song to me is like bringing that Baby Metal charm, that sort of fusion of genres as well, because it still has that really upbeat chorus. It's bringing those things upbeat, I say upbeat, but again, upbeat with just the right amount of intensity. It's bringing those things to a much more intense genre. So for me, I feel kind of like a positive feeling towards this song. I think as a sequel to song 4, it's different, but I think it definitely plays a lot of the same similar tricks, which I like. You know, sort of the playful use of the number and the counting. I like that. I think it's I think it's kind of a sweet update. Obviously, I know a lot of people are going to feel a connection to the old one, but I think this is a sweet update. It's a sweet reference. I like that side of it. I just felt like the collaboration aspect, yeah, fun. To me, that was the part of the song that I perhaps didn't really enjoy so much. It was interesting because this is the first song where we've seen Momo do the screen vocals. If it had just been that bit, I think that would have worked for me because, you know, okay, I prefer Momo to do like her actual singing vocals, her clean vocals, but in this it was kind of nice to see the to and fro there. So yeah, this is a difficult one. I basically, this was fun. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't rush back to listen to it again, if I'm honest with you. I would probably, as part of the album, I think I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to be really interested to see how it fits into the album. As part of that, and you've already seen the album playlist, and I've got to be honest, the album playlist as a general is quite upbeat. You know, things like Ratata on there, you know, it's got kind of like it's got a good sort of upbeat vibe. So I think this is a nice deviation. This is that nice heavy song you need. And as a result, I think that as a contrasting, you know, being a contrasting part of the album, I think gives this a sort of interesting place as well. So I think it definitely serves a purpose. It's a nice contrast. It's bringing joy into something. Personally, it's a song that I found it to be fun and crazy. I'm probably not going to rush back to it though, if I'm entirely honest with you. Nice. Just a nice little, I think, to be honest, it's a nice little album track in my mind. There you go. Those are my thoughts. As always, I'm entirely honest on these things. I'd be really interested to know what you guys think in the comments. Get in there, tell me. And until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these, for now, ciao, ciao.